I'm putting spotlight on steel prices this time around, where we have seen 8% of a decline in the previous week, 13% down for the month of May and 20% off from its all-time highs. The reason has been the Chinese commentary that we've seen in the last all of week. They have tightened the rules for futures trading, and there have been regulatory warnings on speculative trades here. Now, China accounts for nearly 54% of the global steel production. In 2020, China was the first country ever to produce 1 billion tons of steel. So it's important in sense of statements and changes that come in from China. I also want to analyze some numbers here. So when you look at the world steel production in 2019 was 1869 tons, and then in 2020 we saw a decline onto that one. But when you look at the consumption or buying for that matter, that has continued to increase, and much of this buying really came in from China itself. In 2021 also 1874 million tons of a consumption is estimated, and in 2022 that could rise up to 1924 million tons. The markets believe that in the near term, shorter term, in the next few years, steel could continue to be in favor. But longer term, I mean, that's a bit of a question mark right now. But for the near term, the impact that China has made in sense of price decline hasn't really been felt by various other countries, where the steel prices actually have been increasing, including some countries in Europe, India and US also for that matter. The demand is expected to be stable to higher in China and the rest of the world for the near foreseeable future. Also, the carbon emission targets will lead to lower production in case of steel, and that could lead to increase in cost of production here. Iron ore, which is a major ingredient for steel right now, we've seen the prices for that also hit an all-time highs, but the markets believe that as the supplies increase for iron ore, the prices for that would continue to decline, and that would support steel production cost as well. But the support from stimulus measures, infrastructure, manufacturing, all of that is expected to support. So is the recovery after pandemic and pent-up demand are also some supportive factors here. For the longer term though, it really is about traditional commodities vis-a-vis the transitional commodities. So transitional commodities are copper, nickel, zinc. These are the green metals. These will be used for EVs, greener technologies, electricity, etc. And steel doesn't really come into that bracket. Steel emission carbons production for that are really high. Steel also is something that is equal to the economic recovery. So for decades now, the global markets have used steel for infrastructure, for urbanization and factories and mechanization, etc. Steel has been very important for China in last 2 decades, as we saw an industrial revolution come in there as well. But would steel be equally important as we move ahead from here is a question mark, and the answer to that has been no from various analysts there. So yes, near term, steel could see some more price rise and stable demand growth, and that's exactly what we're looking at. So the prices will see higher highs from here on as well. But then going forward, for the longer term, then steel is clearly not going to be in favor, whether it's about carbon emissions or the exact demand for steel that we've seen all of these years will not perhaps sustain. And that's exactly what Keith Dan of S&P Global also says, that foreseeable future in the near term will still could be a strong in demand. Let's listen in.
I think volumes have definitely thinned in terms of trade overall for steel. If you're talking about the exports from China, there has been a lot more caution because mainly there has also now been talk about the implementation of an export duty on certain types of steel exports. So back, if you remember, earlier this month, they removed the VAT rebates for the export of steel. That has not totally stemmed exports because prices overseas remain higher than in China. So there is, on paper, an incentive for Chinese steelmakers to export some steel. But given that there's this talk going on about export duties being implemented, what we've seen sellers do as of this week, actually, that's kind of a behavior that's starting this week, is that they've tried to pass on insert a clause in contract to say that if there were to be any increase in export duty, then the buyer will have to take charge of that burden. So this has sort of sent some chills around the buyers in the buying community. So I don't think that much buying interest at the moment. It could become clearer. Things do tend to become clearer, and whether this will be another case of there being no smoke without fire is something that we'll have to look out for. But the overall recovery, this constant theme of this recovery from the pandemic and pent-up demand being released, and then perhaps, unfortunately, going back into lockdown, this theme will continue to recur and will be something that will continue to exert an influence on markets going forward.